Starting a bit of a structure here, a spray round onto the stair set, but it doesn't quite have the full connection of Astro, who's somehow still slinking his way and dancing across it, pulls himself back towards the pillar side, and Souls is the first to open up this engagement. The Warden, an occasional ban that comes through from MIBR, is able to live free in here. It might be that lock-in of that free round. Reduct goes for the hop, but it's instantly cut down. FaZe still has full control over the site, and with the kit cold outside, Philippox is able to find one before it's traded out on the exit. And this series opens up with a FaZe round.
360 scan doesn't find anything at this moment as Raps goes for a pre-fire. It's Souls, a very crucial operator, taking up the board. No more Yokais to save the round here as Astro picks up one before he gets traded out himself.
Huge swing back in there onto the bakery side, 30 seconds, and then knocking on the double door of the main kitchen. Bullet, he's on the back and takes almost everything, but they're able to just slip by that one. Well, that definitely connects, leaves just Cyber as that loose player. He's able to not really do anything. MIBR with a quick catch there, they explode. Look at the far side here, Reduct, you've got him coming up onto the far balcony. They're pushing Astro out of that power position here. They're blinding him with everything, but it's Cyber that's able to strike. It's Cyber that's able to find that swing round and push that momentum. It forces the players inside. They know that there's pressure coming from behind them, and Falls is able to get one more. The rotation comes up to White, but it's the fight on the freezer door that starts to really get a face of this round. Falls, the last to finally find his way inside as Astro goes for a very bold spray, but they're limited on the far side. They're going to wait and see if they can go for the strike as soon as the plant comes through. 30 seconds. The two remaining MIBR players, they're weighing up the pressure they can apply, but Astro, he's gone for a huge rotate and is able to catch the diffuser, puts it down, and now it's all down to Luke. And you can see they have the idea, they've dropped the player. They've pulled themselves back down onto the white stairs. They're not going to overextend. They know there's only a handful of seconds. They waited for the moment, and FaZe took it.
Towards the site, and if they do that at the very same moment this flank is starting, it might end very badly for them. That's a great grenade from Raps as he picks up Astro. That is that Pillars player gone. That's that cheeky angle, that hiding spot out of commission.
Now, Cameraman, he's going for a bit of a rotate up, just misses. That first pop on the Ashu is not going to try and face-to-face as the diffuser gets stuck. In the meantime, a handful of seconds, but with the verticality in their favor, MIBR are able to clean up. They made sure, as we said, they got themselves set up. They kept the pressure on after that first kill. It allowed them to get them into the positions that we see them absolutely punishing FaZe on this round. Souls has 5 players entirely set up across 2 different floors on the single side. So he's the first in Zulu and gets a drop on them, but isn't quite able to connect. Almost finds the head of the second, but with the third pushing on them, it turns into a flawless MIBR 2 for 2.
We have some right below, and it looks like they're trying to find an extra pick, an extra entry before they get to the side. It's a grenade that pops out, but Raps finds the kill first before Bullet trades him out. They now know one more is at that bottom floor, and if they do realize that in time, they might be able to just strike on that top floor. Look, it finds the mirror. Souls, what are you doing? Why did you come over there?
They just did not know. They had a player in Zulu caught absolutely unaware, a sprint, and suddenly they have a much bigger upper hand because they know that there was just one player on the site itself. If they had any control over the opposite staircase, then, well, they'll know exactly where they're going to come from. Bullet is isolated, locked in, and well, maybe this will be a bit of success. He's just on the other slip there. On Zulu, you just saw the ping in the audio, and there it is. Luke able to get one more, leaves just Astro buried inside that freezer box, takes the head off the first with a bit of a wide swing, but 2 different angles. That gun doesn't have a lot of bullets in. 4-2 is the half here for MIBR on their attack.
There's going to be one more left that's worth 15 seconds, so as that one gets popped now, they will need to force themselves through at some point.
They've pulled themselves back into the kitchen. It's Bullet that's able to get the big opener. You saw ahead, but couldn't quite get the full connection. Goes back for a little bit more, but in this 2 versus 1 situation now, you got to see if you can drive yourself home. Still fighting the slithers either side. The other hasn't decided he needs to rotate up, but as he drives on by, MIBR put their first in their pockets. 5-2.
For example, and as he hears him sneaking around now in that laundry, we might just see him go for a bit of an aggressive fight here.
Oh,
no,
do it.
He's going up the hatch. He has the diffuser. He wants to go for a plant.
Oh, do it. All the flashes in the world are going up there, but there's a man with special glasses. Cameraman is up, but knocked back down. Falls. Just another day at the office, says Warden, as he pops those glasses up the bridge of his nose. He's instantly met with that pressure from the buck underneath, but the swing on the door is caught from the top down. Souls makes sure he keeps a little bit of control here. The body balance is back balanced, and Luke with a long arm watch is just going to be able to watch as Souls finds one more. You've still got a C4 in pocket, but barely. Shalay. That player on 90 is massively isolated. It's a long-range firefight. They've got to see if they can go for a bit of a flat retake here. The pressure on the top of White pops round. It's Souls who is doing everything to drive them back in. FaZe, they find their third.
Quite sure indeed, and his flashbangs are being tossed in. Luki wants to swing aggressive, finds one. That's cameraman off the board, brings it back to a 4-on-4. 30 seconds left, and the members of FaZe, they look to hit the side. They have some rotations, and they will use them now. They need to dig in deep. They need to get the diffuser down, and with the cover here from the side of Bullet, they might successfully do so as well.
Well, 15 seconds, and it's the swing onto the door. There's the C4 caught in midair and a ski shoot, but it's a shotgun that starts hammering home. It's a 2 versus 1. Astro is all that's left. He's inside the site. They're well aware and popping pre-fires, but he catches the head of the first and gets a reload and a rotate. Hot pings, and that puts that pressure onto MIBR. There it is! Astro and FaZe pull themselves back within 1 round. Harry Potter and a little bit caught out there as Reduct suffers 2, but no connection, no full kill, and that's the big part because they can pull away. But in the meantime, there's that bite I talked about on the other side. Lukid now, he's in the bar, he's got the next door, and he closes it right in the face of Cyber, but the diffuser is going down. They don't quite have the full angle from the verticality we said they might be able to get, and well, with another going off the board, suddenly it's a 2 versus 2, but a post plant. A very different momentum and an entirely set up for a retake. They're both separated. And with their MIBR try and stack up, they have an idea of where cameraman is, and with the goggles on, he has a little bit of a slightly different vision there, but they've pulled back and pushed them off. They still have a no man's land. They cannot quite get that clear crossing. They can't quite find the divider red because Soul says, this is my corridor, and knocks the first back out of it. Reduct, the long-awaited take back here of Bakery. The 2 players, 1 up, 1 down. 5-5. If he just placed that as soon as the pressure came on to pull it away from it, we hear a little bit more of a push and pressure back now as they've stacked themselves up. The first fight is scrappy, but it's Astros to connect with Reduct. I don't think they knew about each other. As that gets reintroduced, they're able to at least find the first, and cameraman finds a battle back upside down. It's a bit awkward to work out. MIBR suddenly bring 3 bodies back across multiple different angles. Bullet at least keeps the body balance back on what was supposed to be a huge burst, but look underneath. They have that C4, they have that mirror, and they have 1 more FaZe player for the catch. Souls, he's played some big rounds before, but he's all that's left right now in a 2 versus 1. Jiggle to get that kit, wants to see if he can try and catch the player coming their way back up the stairs, and is going to bait the plant potentially, or see if he can go for the stick. There's a little bit of movement, but they haven't quite got it. They're going for a split push here. 1 either side. One's hitting up Lumber, the other's going for the big cigar rotation, and Souls will probably be aware of this. Can see the pings onto 1, tries to find the fight with the other first, and there's the pop over the top. He can't quite get it locked in. There's Mirror, and now he's suddenly got a 1 versus 1 behind a solid wall. The pings, they're all in his favor. There's a C4, but Souls does not care.
I don't know what's going on here.
Unless
Candela's used.
Fading audio? I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to cover right now, but it is potentially that grenade. I can only assume it's the sound of audio of this swing in, and he makes sure it's punishment. There is Cyber able to get that, and yeah, that Candela, that was purely used for that irritating sound. Bullet, he takes out Lukid and Raps. Well, as soon as this smoke clears, there's 1, there's almost 2. But Bullet has the lockdown from the top. It is all down to Falls to see if they can take this first map away from them, keep the momentum in their favor. Hopped on the shield, and Bullet was spinning, but he had that lock in on the end. 7-5. They come back from a 5-2 deficit, and we are looking towards Shalay next. But the most recent was the win, 7-2. Against SSG, and they actually opted to remove the Lion, which has just been the bite there on the top, the fight over, and Raps goes down as well. The pressure of Astro is able to clear those steps, and that was step for step a fantastic take. Bullet with the lock in there on Reduct, and suddenly 3 bodies have dropped. There's at least Falls getting 1 back. Knows he's got to go for the rotate, but Felipox is so isolated right now. He's going for a hefty rotate here, but there's so many FaZe players between him and the site.
Yeah, he's still up on that top floor, and that puts him in a good position, but the flashbangs were coming in. There was a drone. They know exactly where he is, and as far as Falls, it's only up to Felipox now. The full site is under control of the side of FaZe, and as the plant is being attempted, it is Felipox that tries and jumps up a bit, but he's completely blind, thrown on the ground, and gets finished off by cameraman. It is an entry. It is a plant that comes through as well, and a very clear and concisive round on the side of FaZe Clan.
The player that just slips away. Those couple of bullets aren't going to be the full catch, but they are just still keeping this uncomfortable distance. distance. How many times can two ships pass in the night? Well, hopefully for them, a little bit closer before they get themselves inside the site.
Falls drops, and it's a crucial kill there. That means they could go for a potential plant now. Raps trying to wrap around here as well. So is Redux. Both are low on HP. He gives away his position here, and as the plant will be attempted 45 seconds soon on the clock. If it's not for Redux, he gets one, but instantly traded out. Bullet goes down. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Astro healthy on hit points. Cyber not so much. Neither is Raps, and as the timer runs out, it's Cyber that picks up the kill. It's FaZe that wins round number 2.
Cyber, he's been able to get himself right in deep here on this potential swing round, and there's a player completely caught unaware inside the site, and now the pressure's on Bullet on the second story. Lukid is damaged, but Astro just needs to get that rotation here, and whether they take West Main, either way, Raps is trying to go for a retake. There's a drop down, the cover on that side, the explosion onto the back of Dining to sort of say, well, we're here, but they're there, and they're putting that kit down, making it connect with the floor. Lukid with one more, but in a post plant, suddenly it's 45, and suddenly it's 2 versus 3, and it's 3 guns all pointed towards you. A slip back in and a great take from FaZe, and the verticality goes into their favor as well, all down to Souls. No grenades, but a big opening and a single player on the site cannot find it, and MIBR finally find a response. Third plant in a row, but this time MIBR have that defuse.
Taken out as well. They're starting to create a hole on the wine cellar's wall, on the boiler side of things, so they could go for a plant later on. The Nitro gets tossed out, but will deal no damage. And as long as they keep this one busy right here, it's a grenade kill that starts it all off. It's Cyber that picks up another kill, and Felix on that flank now needs to hurry back. Another plant will be attempted right beside that wine cellar. They have that rotation. They can easily back out, but with 14 seconds left, it's that 1v2 retake now that Felix needs to confirm.
You can see there's a bit of control coming from above, and while they're seeing if they can just get a little bit of width onto the hold itself, it's such a dangerous pressure and such a dangerous point for them to be locked in. Has to sort of isolate a fight here, because they know as soon as they hear that defuse, that's going to be a player that's going to be popped up or popped down. Felix tucks the corner and sees if he can get a connection. There's a great swing round. There's a second. And it's Souls that to this point hadn't been able to find a body as of yet, but that is the body that he connects with. Another plant. The bottom side of blue, it is being watched by that single player, but if they do 2 tiers of fight, well, now it's only one. Felix pops up, drops one, he's about to find a second, and he just maybe saw the side, and well, now he definitely knows they're there, and I'm not entirely sure what the Felix side of that looked like, but from the cameraman side, it looked a little bit easy. Redux gets dropped, falls. Might be able to get the pickup here, but it's a spray through an open mirror window, and they're going to see if they can cement the kill. A great take by Falls, who is so consistently this last player, a 1 versus 1. They're trying to find the fight. He's going to pull himself a little bit out of sight. He knows the kit is elsewhere, gets this big stretch. He can play the verticality if he wants to, but he's waiting for this drive by the door, and there it is. Falls connects it for MIBR. Here, MIBR might be trying to make do. Hey, attacker Epix, not here yet. And Luca definitely is. Souls taken off the board, and Fall's going to see if he can try and get the diffuser in. They've hopped in, and they've got themselves that big bat of control without going directly for the verticals. Suddenly, they've been able to entirely shift this round into their favor. A slip through after getting control of that pantry player on the backside and the stock line. And here with Bullet, he's going to have to go for a retake over the verticality. They saw how much was here, and they saw a locked hatch, and they said, well, there's nothing they can do. Raps there is able to get one more. The retake is scrappy, and it doesn't go their way either. Astro, all that's left here, and one locked hatch gave MIBR the confidence to take a site with the trust of that single player, and Astro's able to at least get another for his money, but not enough time to even get to the diffuser before he can start diffusing. So MIBR, they're able to swing in and take their opener here.
With a very quick first round, they find that opening up onto, I believe it's MIBR that is knocking on the doors of the site right now. There's one on West, there's 2 coming in, Redux already inside the site. Do they know? It's going to be a big question. Now they definitely do, with that flashbang detonating right behind them.
He goes right past one, swings onto the second there, and suddenly Redux gets that cover, but there it is, Felix. He was hid, dropped down, and absolutely locked off with Bullet getting that important kill inside the site itself, but Falls from the top down. MIBR, they pull themselves level, and they don't look like they're ready to stop just yet. Now, as I see us going for a little bit of this drive, the control of the push here onto the site. Sorry, I was distracted by a certain camera that decided to have a journey over towards us. It is suddenly MIBR that pop its way over. The shotgun underneath the C4 is a bit of a Hail Mary. but she's not listening now, and cameraman is going to see if he can try and keep some control over the stair set. The pressure is building. They're going to see if they can try and find a little bit of freedom, but they don't find it. Falls instead gets that lock-in, a minute left, and Souls is doing everything he can to see if he can keep some control here. It sprays and dropped, but it's a flawless for MIBR to push themselves one round ahead. MIBR is still sort of pushing and shepherding. They're going for a little pocket of space, a little bit of clarity to see if they can try and stick the diffuser in and amongst it. A bit of a wide swing doesn't stop the grenade from locking in that opener. Bullet goes down, 30 seconds, and Souls has to step in once again to be that mantle pressure player. You can see Astro's going for a retake over the top here of Solarium, but it's starting to pop off against them. There's a swing round. Reduct caught out and dropped off by cameraman underneath. No C4 in pocket. Souls has done big bits inside the site. 15 seconds stuck behind the chassis. There is no kit in pocket. They're concerned. And, well, there's Lukin getting one more. There's a fight. It's cameraman to get the connection. Lukin is going to see if he can get himself into the side and stick it. Cameraman's pulled himself far away. Holding that stick. 2 seconds and a bit of an overhang. It's a sprint. It's just a little bit of a misconnection now. And over the breach, he knows where cameraman is. Trying to pop and sing with a gun that screams when it's in the right hand right now, and cameraman, he's able to just see the tail end of the kit. Lukid, he's stacked in, holding himself behind the half wall. He has that safety, that clarity. He knows time is on his side. Cameraman has to be the force that pushes up close. He has a rough idea on where the player is, but this gun doesn't work well on rough. It is a surgeon's instrument, and he cannot quite get the right idea of where he wants to make the first incision. Lukid pops up, and MIBR have map point.
As well, Cyber is forced to play in a position that just lost him one of his teammates here. 2 grenades roll underneath his feet. He needs to rotate back towards the site, but that gets him killed as well.
The cameraman is at least able to find one. He went for a bit of an aggressive retake over the top there and against Reduct, who is removed from the board, but knows that he is isolated. Souls is trying his best to see if he can stack up some support, but loses the engagement. Cameraman is all that's left, keeping the map into something where they can look it out on just 2. Finds the first, but Falls is looking for the stick here. The swing up Snowmo stairs doesn't quite net them the full fight, and now a post plant. Doesn't get it though. MIBR find Chalet and ensure a 3rd map in this showdown.
It's only up to Raps and Files now. They are the only 2 players in the site, and they have no clue that this man has dropped in. The pressure is coming in from the garage as well. Bullet is looking to find an angle close in the corner. If he finds the first, as he does, he spots the second. It's side control for FaZe. The hatches are open, but it doesn't matter as Astro picks up that first, and it's a 2-on-5 situation now. They went heavy on the roam and have been saying it all tournament. As soon as you realize that, please just hit the side, and it's exactly what they do. They got the entry, they got the plans, and now a 2v4 retake of MIBR needs to happen.
Couldn't quite get the full connection there. Cameraman's able to swing around, tucked on a corner, and take the tail end of Philippos out. Lukid, they know exactly where he is, and they know he doesn't have many places he can go apart from out of this round.
Has been reinforced. That means that they cannot quite get a response in. However, a pulled C4 on the side of Reduct will be responding as soon as this plant goes through. As it comes in, they probably don't have a clue. And with 2 seconds left on the clock, they might not know either.
No, it wasn't that. It was a fantastically played grenade. They bounced the grenade down towards that gold corner side just as they swung, and Reduct had to pull back, and suddenly it's sprayed in the post plant, but it's Philippos down on the blue stairs, caught out. And it's still a back and forth, but over the top of that irritating plexiglass, they're waiting for a pop-up, but there's nothing you can do. FaZe, with very well played and placed utilities, stopped MIBR being at the bottom of the staircase. Reduct, or he's going up instead, or he's sort of toying with the idea. Pep is a little bit too high and just slips out, but it allows Lukid to slip his way in. Takes over Tellers before he's knocked out from Cyber, who actually found one more in the meantime. Lukid is down. It is just Falls suddenly left inside the site. FaZe just entirely wrapped around that attempted retake, whether they meant to or not. It has entirely come out on their favor, and the first on Beepers goes by the fight on the hop-in window, but the swing round on the opposite side wasn't quite the connection. 3-0.
Again, with a lead in.
Yeah, you could see cameraman, they obviously had the drone with the intel, he was going for the C4, they just bounced that grenade to the bottom of the stairs, not fully cooked, but the canister doesn't quite fully connect here, and cameraman has this angle, shoots out the C4, and skeet shooting comes in handy, but the Echo drone slows it down, and that second canister does stop it this time. That utility has just worked a little bit longer for MIBR, but as the kills start to come over the top, it's one more chance at a long arm, two more players, only one, down to a smoke that once again has stopped the plant, so FaZe push up, take bodies, take a fourth round. Something to cover a sound. Oh, cameraman, what are we about to see from you? Is that big question mark on the top here? There it is. There's the exthermic. There's the drone. Up and caught on a drone, but no! Falls just off, but Astro has that trade back. He's found himself inside the site from the hopping on the printer window. He's waiting for either a little bit of resistance or a little bit of support, but he's in that weird little moment between either has really hit the ground. Philippox, he's locked in the small box, and Souls is going to see if he can stick it. In the meantime, they don't have an awareness, and as the rotation comes through, the cover in the pre-fire, but they've missed the angle, and now it's suddenly a much shorter round. Reduct and Soul suffer either side, the drop on the zero cam, and just Philippox left. FaZe, they may not have had the surprise strike with the Amaru, but they made sure that second swing was right for the bleachers. Cameraman round on Beeper's door with a huge spray just to stop them being able to have the confidence to stick that kit down, and they are doing everything to make these doors, these entrances as uncomfortable. Cameraman's gone above. He's ready to drop this hatch and go for a huge take round on the back, but doesn't quite get the full connection. They don't know he's there though, and it's Souls that gets that opener, and from deep, cameraman still just does enough to bite, but dropping out, keeping that advantage, seeing if they can stop the plant, which is already not in anyone's hand. MIBR, they're a little bit lost in the source. Got to get the pickup and see if they can stick it in the cover. On the Maestro, he has one door, one option, and continual hot pings, but it's just the diffuser that he's able to get down the second after. And now, gonna do enough to try and take that player down, stopping. Oh no, do not do that with a camera. He says he's still got the Elder, and Raps is on a sliver of health and a consistent red ping behind the chassis. All the pressure in the world, and a Pokeball bit too. Over the top, everything is against Raps, but he still finds it.
Gunfight, but the flashbangs, they need to lead in. A grenade gets tossed in right after. If you don't need to take the fight, you won't take it. But it's going to be the shield that gets removed instead. The second one will, however, down him, and FaZe will confirm the kill.
But 30 seconds, he did a huge amount to waste some time there, and cameraman has been this consistent problem. Now it's seeing if they can actually get the lock-in on the site, but look, canisters and C4s, the door is locked, and a man is hopped up on a table, making sure that you get anywhere close, you're in danger. You've got to go for a huge pickup, but you got 15 seconds in the kit, mate. You have to try and force this door in the fight on the far side. Reduct goes for a swing, Lukin with one more. No diffuser in pocket, it has to be the kill on the final players. Will he be able to make the distance count? Picked up and held F just in time. Bullet in the last engagement there, swings round either side. It's a big fight, and Philippox is caught, and there it is, a post-blood, but it's somehow Reduct! How does he find that with nothing other than the plucky idea of I'm gonna cate this?
Magnets are picking up these grenades and deal small amounts of damage here and there, but nothing quite as substantial to the flooring or its protection, as this is a yellow ping to come through. Reduct is hoping to go for a chase, and as FaZe just strikes, it's Astro with a triple kill that opens it up, but Reduct again is starting to come back. Astro outside, however, with that diffuser, could have already locked off this round here.
It was the jump out. It was the jump out. He took himself out, whether it was from a window or from the door, either way. You said it at the start, it wasn't a success for them before, but it was an absolute freebie, a feast and a fiesta for FaZe there on the windows. And you heard the woo on the back, and Cyber heard Philippox on the front. Reduct is all that's left. A little bit lost here. The diffuser hasn't been able to make any presence or growth into the site, and that game there, that attempt to find the fight a little bit later here, and this time they've got at least 2 extra players to ensure they keep it locked much tighter. The kit is currently sitting around the top of stock, hoping to hit that hatch, but they've got to try and do a little bit more body work and busy work. It's a swing round, and the Malusian Pillars wins out, and Bullet drifts to some freedom. They rotate underneath, and suddenly it's only a couple of seconds left. It's just about to go single digits. We are just about to see a hot drop on the corner hatch, caught out by Astro. Makes the diffuser cold, one more, and I said they locked the door, and they ensured they slammed it shut. FaZe Clan They take this. They find themselves moving forward to the lower bracket final.